Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the channel. So today I have a pretty awesome battery setup to test out in my cart. This is the 105 amp hour 48 volt kit from Allied Battery. And this is going to be going on my EasyGo TXT with the Navitas setup that has the 600 amp controller along with the 5 kilowatt motor. And so let's get these boxes opened up and see what actually came with this. So first thing you see when you open this box with the battery cell itself is you do see the test reporting and certification of everything in this battery along with their warranty card. This battery does offer an 8-year warranty, which is pretty awesome. And this just states, everything that you are receiving, the specs of the battery itself, and that everything checked it okay when it was shipped out. So here's the battery. I'll pull it out of this box and we'll kind of go over some of the specs. All right, so here's the battery itself. It does weigh in right at about 108 pounds, so if you are going to be lifting this by yourself, be very careful. It does have nice handles that are spring-loaded. They return back to the normal to at least assist with carrying it and lifting it in and out of the cart. It does come with your battery cables here, along with another cable, I believe, for the charge monitor itself, along with some different nuts and bolts for connecting everything and the hardware. As far as dimensions go, you're right at 11 3/4 on the width. About 16 3/8, just under 16 1/2 on the length, and height is going to be right at 9 5/8 or so. Now, if you add in these mounts on the ends, you are going to be adding about 1.5 inches to the width. So a total width or length of about 18 inches. But really a pretty compact battery for being 105 amp hours. It also is an all metal construction, has really nice battery terminals on the end, and these are the different connection ports that I'll get to as we install this, along with an on and off power button here. So here's everything that came in the second box. Here's all the mounting brackets for it, for the different types of setups. You have your 48 volt waterproof charger, so you can mount this on board. If you want to have the charger just mounted directly into your cart. As far as the charger connection goes, you've got this that you can hardwire directly into the battery, and then this quick coupler right here. And I'm probably going to make this a fully onboard setup personally in my cart. Then this cable right here connects over here into the CAN spot, and that will hook into the state of charge meter that this came with also. And then I'm not 100% sure on this, but this goes into the RS485 port. I believe this is for just communication with the battery itself, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'll do a little more research on that. Really a nice, clean packaging. Everything arrived completely undamaged, and I'm excited to get it installed in the cart. All right, so after looking at these mounts a bit, it's kind of nice. You've got these channels right here, which elevate the battery. So if you want, you can have it straddle this part right here, because it's tall enough for the channels to work. If your center brace is a little bit taller and you need a little more clearance, you can use these taller ones, which would get me right above that if I went straight across the center. I don't plan on going across center. I want to go across this backside to keep a little more space in the compartment. So I'm actually gonna trim these down flush with this spot right here, and then bolt both the mounts on each side to the tray down there itself. Once I get everything done, I still do plan to replace this whole battery tray because it's pretty old. And structurally, it's fine, but it's dirty, has a lot of rust. But yeah, I'll get that cut out and we'll get the battery set in. All right, so I ended up wiring everything, got all the negative over here, positive here. One nice thing is I didn't need to attach any of these charge port wires because I won't be using the charge port anymore. Also, I am gonna be putting a 12 volt accessory battery in here. So these voltage reducers and the wiring for that, it's all gonna be removed anyways. So that'll clean up a lot of this wiring over here, but not bad. I also wired in the charge meter. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going to put this yet. There is a Bluetooth app that goes with this that also shows the charge meter, but I was kind of thinking to either mount the meter right here in this spot or over here in this spot. So I'm not 100% sure on that yet. Also, one more thing with the wiring, I am using my 1/0 gauge wiring that I already had. This did come with 4 gauge wiring that would work fine for the majority of applications, but because I'm running a much higher output controller, I have had issues when I get above 250 amps of output of some hesitation, feeling almost like it's not getting enough power. And once I switched to the 1/0 gauge wiring, I haven't had any problems at all with that. So I'm using that on this battery. The max output of this battery is 350 amps, so it should really be able to push this controller quite a bit and see how it performs. But yeah, let's get this turned on and see if everything is wired up correctly. So it's on there. Take it off tow. Looks like everything's powering on. The lights. Yeah, so it looks like we're pretty much good. Okay. So yeah, I'll get everything cleaned up and then we'll take this out for a few little tests. Also, this battery, I might need to calibrate this. It's showing 100%. I have not charged this battery yet, so I will put it on the charger and then we'll take it for a spin. Also, did wire this charge port in the quick connect here to the positive and negative, so I can get this charging. All right, so I got the charger plugged in. Right here, got the fan running on it. It's really simple, quick connect. Actually, really nice connection here. And I'll go to the app real quick to kind of show the charging rate and kind of where everything's sitting at right now. So in order to connect this to Bluetooth, you're going to want to go to the App Store and type in Allied Battery. It's just going to be the Allied Battery app. You're going to download that. And then once downloaded, you're going to select the Bluetooth name for your battery itself. On this app, it's really cool. You can see the battery percentage along with the setting voltage and the charge voltage that's going into the battery at the time. You can also take a look at the voltage of each individual cell. All right, so I'm actually gonna take this out for a spin now that I got everything hooked up. We're sitting at resting at 53.4 volts. It is pretty cold outside, so I would expect a little bit more performance once it heats up a bit. But we'll take it out, see what kind of speed we can hit with it, and just what kind of acceleration. All right, so far I'm pretty much getting exactly what I would expect. Speed's a little bit lower than what it should be because it's not fully charged right now. It's about 65%. Resting now at like 52 volts, but still seems to be accelerating super hard. I'll do kind of a quick pull. Currently the discharge is set at 250 amps at max. This battery will take up to 350. But let's just see what 250 will give us. Well, that was about as close as I could get without dragging the back on the ground, and that was at 250 amps of output. And this battery will go up to 350, so we'll probably give that another chance. All right, so it's been a few days since I got this Allied battery pack installed, and I've got to say, so far I'm super impressed with it. I'm still going to do a lot more testing on it just to kind of see the range and full performance of it, but so far I am super impressed with it. And I have really nothing bad to say. Probably my favorite feature on this battery is the Bluetooth connection to the app because it allows you to monitor the battery life and your current state of charge. I can't tell you how many times I've run out of battery doing range tests and I'm nowhere near my house because reading the voltage on lithium is kind of difficult unless you have a battery meter with a shunt or something like this where it is reading every cell individually. So I'm really impressed and happy about that. One other thing to note is on this, the Bluetooth name that you would connect to is right here on a little label. It took me a sec to find that, but really simple to set up. This battery is really universal too. It has a ton of different mounting options to fit your needs. And one thing I did notice on this battery is I had it sitting for a few days without driving the cart, and when I went to drive the cart, the battery was powered down even though the switch was still turned on. And I actually really like that because on my cart I do have a power draw, so if I leave it for a few days, or I guess a week to 10 days without driving it, it will pretty much drain the battery. And I like that as a bit of a safety because sometimes, I plan to drive it within a couple of days, but it goes a week and then my battery is drained, and every once in a while it's below the low voltage cutoff. So I do really like that feature. So like I said earlier in the video, I am going to be doing a range test with this along with a little more of a performance test, and I want to do some cold weather testing on this to see how the battery performs early in the morning when we're mid-30s in temperature. Because if the battery is going to struggle, that's when I'm going to see it. That's when I would expect to see it. So if you're interested in seeing any of that, make sure you're subscribed, and I hope to see you soon.